Thank you very much. Um, yeah, so we talk a lot about the web, and I want to bring the whole discussion to real space, to the devices that we bring as our most personal device, our telephone and our PDAs. I'm from Waag Society. It's a place where we look into new technologies and social innovation, working together with artists, designers, architects. There are two places where we're in, a very old building in the middle of Amsterdam and this warehouse at the waterside. And I think this is sort of like the holy grail, what a lot of people are looking for. It's both having the cultural context inside, in spaces, in venues, having the web, and we're already talking a lot about this connection between the real a space or venue, the activities of a cultural institution, and the web. And then we have real space, the cities that surrounds us, the cultural landscapes that surrounds us. So in this holy grail, where we are is very important. This our own position. Of course, it deals all together with GPS, global positioning. It all has all to do with all the things about Google and the mashups that you can make on those layers of cards. And these are the tools that we live with on a daily basis. It's the Swiss Army knife. They can do everything. They want to make us do everything with these mobile devices. And actually it takes off more and more and more. It becomes more and more the tool to communicate, to get information, to socialize, but also to tell where you are. And we think about that it's also really the tool to make cultural experiences. So how will we shape this new cultural mobile space? If you look at the city, all these stories are in the city. They surround us. There are hundreds of stories to tell. But at the moment, most of that is only a combination of information and a GPS, a coordination. And that doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's not really contextualized. It's not a real narrative. It's not a real experience. So of course, and a lot of the mobile services that are being created are about, I'm on a specific spot, and please tell me who are in close to me, what are the different things I can do at this moment. It doesn't really tell a story. And we're looking for that stories about the scenarios that you can bring into the city, the dramaturgy that you can bring into the city, about how you can create a real experience by influencing the activities and the way how people spend their time in the city. So it's this, of course, this famous Shakespeare's line, all the world is a stage and all men and women are merely players. And this is the idea. It's a stage and we can really create experiences in this stage. So the recipe, it's a lot, actually it's quite complicated if you see it like this, but in a way it's also, if you look at it, it's very easy. You have the locations, the landmarks, you have media content, and we all know about, a lot of people presented all the video material, all the databases with interesting photographs. It's a lot about the history of our cities, but it's also a lot about what is actually now created by people. It's about thematic grouping, narratives, navigation, and maybe one of the most important things, game rules. Even if it's just saying go for A to B, it is based on rules, and social interaction is based on rules. So it goes, maybe interaction design became game design, game rules design for social interaction. And of course we have the combination of knowing that our device knows where we are, and we want to have the real input from people, that they can create their own story and can create their own narrative. These are all reasons why cultural organizations should go into this direction. I'm not sure if I have to go into that, but there's a lot to gain. And I think maybe overall the most important one is if we go into cities now, who is shaping this mobile experience? At the moment, it's mostly advertisement driven. It's mostly commercial driven. And there's not enough cultural driven, social driven content on the mobile phones. So I think there's a real, it's not only nice and interesting, I think we need to occupy that space. And we have to define it also in a cultural and social way. So that's close to the mission of cultural organizations. But it's also a new way to engage people, to find new people, to be engaged with what you have to tell, the stories that you have to tell. I can show you some examples of organizations which already did some experiments with this. I'm not sure if the sound's on. No, so I can explain. This is an exhibition about the world of Christian Andriessen, who told about a specific area in Amsterdam, and you can now make this tour and walk really through the city and have his vision on the city. So you can follow the. It's not you don't. It's a combination of the exhibit at the Stadsarchief in Amsterdam and a tour just around the corner.
1 november 1807. Eruditio Musica. Eerste concert. Air chanté par Madame Collin. 44ste week. Amsterdam bezat rond 1800, naast een aantal kleinere ensembles, 2 grote orkestverenigingen die beide ongeveer...
We will not go into the details now, because otherwise you know everything about Christian Andriessen. That's not now the purpose. This is a story that the people from the Anne Frank Foundation made around the museum of the house of Anne Frank. And actually, it's quite interesting because normally you're standing there in a row and waiting till your time comes that you can enter the house, and then you can walk out of the house and you don't even recognize what happened in the real space there. So what they made is a combination of film, photographs, and you suddenly are back in 1942. Understanding why this man and this corner had this, and how they related to the family of Frank. So it's building the story and building the story of Anne Frank in a much broader sense than only the house. This is a game that has been designed around the story of New Amsterdam in New York. We as Dutch people are very proud that we are the founders of New York. We sold it for, I know, in the end we switched with Suriname, so we're not sure if we made the right choice there. But this is, but not a lot of Americans know about it. So here we made a game where people would play together in teams and would have to find the roots of the Amsterdam people and also the other natives like the Indians and other people from the past. And this in the middle is the fort, which is still there in a battery park. Nobody knows, but now people will start to know.